Some trees are the embodiment of the village in which they grow, and that's certainly true for this little fellow growing outside the Heritage Centre at Whimple. This is a graft from the last remaining apple tree of a variety known as the Whimple Wonder, and it's only 5 years old and it's already producing fruit. The original is in a private garden about 100 yards away that was once part of an extensive orchard owned by Whiteway Cider. The railway came to Whimple in 1865 and the Whiteway Cider Company built their factory next to the railway and were in production up until 1989. Cider production was the very lifeblood of the village, and at one time 300 people were employed. Margaret Burrough has a long association with the orchards here.
I suppose I've always been interested in orchards, having been born here at Gates's. And when my husband and I got married in 1960, it was a mixed farm, and we found that the orchards fit very well with the farming pattern. And everybody else was, at that time, because the orchards were getting old, being encouraged to grow out their orchard. But we decided that we would go the opposite way and plant some orchards. And this one was planted 35 years ago, and two others at 30 and 25 years ago. And then when Whiteways were closing and going to sell all the orchards, we felt we really had to make an effort to try and buy them if we possibly could, because they are the character of the area. And relatively recently the village have done a village plan, and when people were sticking up their little stickers as to what they wanted to save in the village most, there were dozens saying save the orchards. After all, Whimple's had cider for well over a century, and we considered Whimple to be cider.
Historically, all villages would have had their own varieties of apple, fiercely guarded and each one thought to be better than their neighbours. As orchards have disappeared from East Devon's countryside, so too have those varieties, which means that efforts such as this are all the more important. Here's hoping that the Whimple Wonder is one variety that will continue to flourish.